Hey everybody, what's going on? I wanted to do a quick post on the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, Jay Morrison's TREF fund, and how to request a redemption of your capital. So, obviously a lot of us are caught up in the fund. A lot of us are unhappy with what's been going on and the investment we made in it. I put money in there just like many of you did. And apparently, they finally provided a mechanism to even make a redemption request. That's been one of my frustrations. Like everybody, you send emails, you try to contact them, and you just can't contact them or reach them. I didn't even have a number to call. But anyway, that being said, I ended up emailing. The way I found out, well, first I found out from a few of you YouTubers who I rely on. Thank you for sharing and providing the information that you share. Thank you for being on the case. I would be lost without you guys, and I'm going to name a couple of you at the end because I think it's imperative, it's incumbent upon us to really direct our people to the right resources. So I thank you for it, and I got to name a few of you at the end. But back to the redemption. So again, I put money in. I'm not giving any commentary. It's been great commentary out there. I've been listening to it all as I've been evaluating where I want to go. I have my own reasons for why I'm making my decision. I'm not going into that. I just want to get quickly to the redemption because I know a lot of people just want to get the redemption. I'd heard that they had sent out an email for people who wanted a redemption. You had to fill out a form. And I'm thinking, well, wow, I didn't get that email. And I've been an investor from day one. So I ended up sending an email request to, I think it's info at TulsaRealEstate.com. As a matter of fact, I have it down here. Info at TulsaRealEstateFund.com. That's the only contact I ever use. And I sent the email saying I needed two things. My K-1 statement for my taxes, which I haven't filed. I could do a whole post on that and how that has caused me a problem. I don't know if everybody else received their K-1 statement, but I had not received my K-1 statement. I do have it now, so I'm happy. And just like they're now providing these redemptions, so I'm happy about that. So I made the request for my K-1 statement and a request for the form to request a redemption. Okay, I made that request by email. As soon as I made that request, I got an instant response back. So I know that's some sort of auto-attended, which was an improvement before because I've emailed before and don't hear anything. So clearly there's some changes. They're trying to do something in there. In the email, and so then the next day, I got another email with instructions and information with how you do the redemption, a link to the form, and some other statements they were making, trying to encourage people to stay in the form. So that's the meat of what I want to get to, the redemption. What I decided to do was, and it's probably the same email for everyone or some shape, form, or fashion. I'm pretty sure the link is. I'm going to show it to you. But as a matter of fact, let me take you to the form, the redemption request form itself. It's pretty straightforward. Again, what I did was I made the request via email. They sent me back an email with a link to this form, and I'm going to include the link in my description as well as a couple of the links that I think will help you. But it's pretty basic. As you can see, it's the Tulsa redemption request form. I just entered the date, first and last name right here. My phone number, as you can see, all of the stuff is mandatory. It has a red asterisk. Email validator. I put my email address in there and I hit verify email. And what it did is it sent a code immediately to my email. And this input box changed. And it asked for the code that I received in this new email. So I put that code in and hit verify, and it was verified. I don't want to take anything for granted. I want to make sure they got everything is accurate. I just don't want any excuses. Of course, the street address, city, state, zip. I put all of this in. My social security number and date of birth. And here's a little bit about the redemption instructions. Uh, that's the request. Now, as you can see here, your account ID, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund account ID number. And it just dawned on me until I saw this. I was like, account ID? I don't have an account. I've never seen an account ID. Well, they included my account ID in my email. Okay. And again, I don't know if these are auto-generated emails or somebody craft that, but my account ID was in the email. So I took that and put it in this form. And then you sign here. Again, I'm on a laptop right now. So you just write it right in and sign it like so. You just write it right in. I'm sure if you're on a tablet or something, you could use your finger and then you can clear it. Put your title in there. That's a mandatory field as well. And then your date, the date you signed it, and then you hit submit. And then after that, you get a thank you message. So then that's all done. So that's the gist of the form. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I was happy to get that done. But in the email where the link for that form came, they had some important information in there. And I wanted to call that out in this post, in this video as well, because I know a lot of people are just going to race right over it. You're going to race right over it. So just a few things I want to call out and make sure you guys are aware of this if you're requesting a redemption. I have to remind people, remember, this is a real estate fund and even real estate trusts, which this is not, but this type of fund that we are in, there is no public trading market for our interest. It's not like the stock market where you can sell it in 1 second with a click of a button. There is no public trading market. So that's why they have this redemption program. Okay. And that's how we get our funds back. However, the company cannot guarantee. So there's some qualifiers in here that I do want to call out. As you can see right off the bat, I'm going to just highlight a couple of things here. You're seeing it saying there's no guarantee that the redemption request of your interest will be approved. So there's going to be a lot of qualifiers in here. And that's what I wanted to call out, because what I don't want you doing is filling this out and thinking next week a check is coming. It doesn't work like that. So here are a few things to keep in mind. The TREF fund will not be liquidating all redemption requests in 2020. So some of you have been hearing this, and this is a fact, because as you look at B right here, bullet point B, they're only going to be they can only provide redemptions up to 5% of the total interest of the company. So obviously, if everybody, or even 25%, that 5% is going to be a small fraction. Okay. So of all the funds that were invested, okay, which represents the total interest of the company, every year, no more than 5% of that can be applied to redemption. So right off the bat, that's telling you everybody's not going to get their redemption immediately. So let's go further. Let's look at C here. Your redemption request will be saved and cataloged in the order in which it was received for future processing on a FIFO, first in, first out basis. Now, this is important. So again, they're already limited. They just can't give everybody who wants their money back right away. Okay. There are limitations, and it's on a first in, first out basis. So my thing is, it's like at the post office. Grab a ticket, grab a number, and get in line. Okay, I got my request in. They're going to be working toward it. I might not see my request fulfilled until next year or even longer. So if you want to do it and you want to cut down the time, fill out that form, get it to them, and then basically they assign a number when your order of priority comes up. Okay, let's see what else here. No member may withdraw within the first 12 months of a member's admission to the company. So again, if you just got into the fund, say this year, then you're not going to get your redemption request fulfilled. You have to belong to the fund for at least 12 months. So again, this is all in there. All of this was documented and provided as part of their documents and everything. So I've been in there since day one for 2 years. So that part shouldn't be a problem for me. But I just want to let you people know, some people, remember they did that second fundraise. They got a lot more people in. You guys are way at the back of the line. You got to wait at least 12 months before you can make a redemption request. And then this part is interesting too. Let's not overlook here. If you pass all of those hurdles, it says the company will use its best efforts to honor requests for a return of capital, subject to, among other things. Now, I always like those qualifying statements. Subject to, among other things. I've listed 3 here, but when we say among other things, there are more than 3. But they did include these 3 in the email that I received. The company's then available cash flow. So I don't know what that means. I guess that means that even if somebody's request satisfy everything up above, if the cash flow of the company is not strong or they're not happy with it, I guess they're saying they still reserve the right to reject your request. Financial condition and approval by the manager, approval by the fund manager. So I guess ultimately Jay Morrison has the final decision, no matter how everything else looks. He has the final decision. Again, this is what we've got ourselves into, but they're putting it out there. So, and finally, I wanted to point out this last one, F, notwithstanding the foregoing, the manager may, in his sole discretion, waive such withdrawal request if a member is experiencing undue hardship. So I interpret this last one to just simply mean if somebody put in $50,000 or $100,000 and they are hard up, they are in a bad way. The manager, Jake, reserves the right to have some mercy or sympathy and go ahead and provide them their redemption. So again, I just wanted to, I've been like all of you following this. I mean, I'm a stakeholder here. I'm an investor. I got money in it. So of course I'm following, what's going on. I can't contact anyone. Whereas I've never seen it. The way I look at it is, I invest in a lot of things. I invest in real estate, stocks and bonds. I can imagine not being able to just call up Fidelity or get somebody at Vanguard on the phone to talk about my investments. This has been very difficult for us all, but those are the things I wanted to call out in case you guys do request the redemption and they send you that email. These were just some of the important points I pulled out of that email. You have to read that stuff. That is one of the lessons that I've learned in this, and that's the way I looked at it. Thankfully, I didn't put that much. I usually protect myself when I'm trying something, anything new with anybody, black, white, anything new. I try to reserve my risk and my exposure, and that's what I did here. But still, right is right and wrong is wrong, and again, I guess I'm getting into the commentary part, which I said I wasn't going to do. I don't know. Maybe 10 years from now, this might turn out to be something, but I'm going back to my stringent rules. I bend myself for our people like a lot of you do a lot. I have my hard, fast rules. And admittedly, I'm guilty. Point that finger at me. I'll compromise them for our people too many times. And I did here. So what I'm doing is I'm not one of these people that's giving up on us. I'm still rooting for us. I still want to see cooperative economics, all that good stuff. But I'm going to go back to my rigorous standards that I used to hold everyone to. I still hold everyone to, that I hold non-black companies and business partners to. I'm going back to that rigorous standard. You got to meet that rigorous standard. If you can meet that standard, I'm happy to partner, to invest in you, to see if we can make a difference. That's all. So Finally, here is the link to the form. This was the link. I didn't know if that was a link just for me, but that was the form. I think that's the generic link for everybody, because that was the link that I used to bring up the form that I showed you guys earlier, the redemption request form. So I'm actually going to include that link in the, you should find it in the description below. Here again, they also included a phone number and the email address to contact them. So again, I just wanted to make sure that people know that apparently the rumors are true. They are providing a mechanism to at least make the request, make a redemption request. You got some hurdles to go through to get there. Okay. But this is how you get the process started. And again, I cannot end this post without thanking some people. There's several of you real true soldiers out there, and you guys know who's at the top of that list, and it's just too many to name. But my man Tony the Closer, this would not be happening, though, even the possibility of getting redemption requests. I mean, we could not contact these people. So what Tony has done, and we can't thank him enough. I mean, I owe this to him. And by the way, I participated in Tony's Rona-proof wholesale training. That was a freebie from the protest, and it was fire. It was the bomb. Thank you. I mean, I picked up a lot of new nuggets, because I'm a real estate investor, but I picked up a lot of new little gems from Tony that I can employ. And by the way, all free. Thank you, Tony, and thank you. You don't have to do this. You're going to be all right. Your voice is strong. Your voice is courageous. There's so many people. And, another brother I want to call out related to this is Common Sense. I'm going to include his link in the description. The reason why I'm calling him out is, again, a lot of people are talking on this. But what I found, and I didn't know Tony before this, I didn't know Common Sense, I didn't know any of these people. But what I'm liking about Common Sense is, even beyond this whole Tulsa Real Estate Fund fiasco, he educates us. He educates you on what you should be looking for, on how to evaluate an investment, on what to look for, on I'm just learning so much, as I go through this entrepreneurial stage. And I wound up on his YouTube channel through, these posts on, this Jay Morrison fund and other things. So again, he's helping me for the future, for the next time. And so I want to thank him, and there's been some others too, but, thanks a lot. And guys, don't let this discourage you. Okay, you got to pick yourselves up. Okay, we got to keep going. You got to get the last thing I would hate to hear is that you're out there trying to do something. You're out there trying to grow. You're out there trying to take risks. This stuff, you got to take some risk in life. But just learn the lessons. You got to do more research, and that's what these other people are showing me. I was mad, embarrassed, ashamed, frustrated at myself, mad at them for the way they were calling us investors out. And then I said, you know what? Let me learn something here. Let me hear what they're saying. Let me hear what they're saying I should have been looking for. I missed that flag. It didn't pass that smell test. That's invaluable. So again, hey, thank you guys. Guys, if you want your redemption, go to that site, look at my description for the link. Start your redemption request, because you got to get in line and get a ticket number before they can even look at it and try to process it. Happy investing, everybody.